Hear ye, and welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Rollison, also known as T-Roll, and tonight I am joined, of course, by my Mandalorian brethren. First of all, we have Justin Sandoval, a.k.a. Sandy, and we have Anthony Amato, who we like to call Shamato.
This is the way.
This is the way. No helmets for us.
No, I know.
So we're apostates.
We've been banned.
Banned before we were in. But
We're
yes.
real Mandalorians.
We can
Not
go
children of
bathe
the watch.
in the pools, right?
Can we? We're not sure. We're not sure.
We'll find out.
Yep.
Spoilers. All right. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. This is the first episode of Season 3 of The Mandalorian, Chapter 17.
17, yeah.
Come on, I'm on fire. It's called The Apostate.
He's on a roll, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, on a roll. Called The Apostate. And
T-roll, that is.
Yeah, there you go. Sweat would be proud.
He would.
Um,
It's for you, Sweat.
Okay. What do we? Yeah. We're here to review it. All right. Before we do that, big shout out, big thanks to everyone who's tuning in. Whether you are watching on YouTube, if you are, we want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Please do that. Leave a comment as well. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, Google, if you're listening just the audio version, please subscribe wherever you're listening there also. And follow us on social media at Royal Geek Pod. That helps us out tremendously. You know,
Yeah, throw
TikTok.
some 5-star reviews out there, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
go.
going on?
That's right. Hit us up on Apple. Leave us a review.
Yeah.
That really does help. We're still a
You
young.
know who you are. You haven't left one.
We're-
You know exactly who you are.
If you have an Apple product, if you got an iPhone, it would help us out a lot to leave us one of those 5-star reviews. I mean, it really does help the pod. And we're still young. You know, we're one of the young guys.
Sure.
We're one of the young groups.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Yeah, we are. We're still in our infant stage. You know, you're
Well,
foundlings.
toddler stage now.
Foundlings,
We're technically- yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're
Foundling.
foundlings.
Yeah. Youngling? No,
No,
foundling.
it's
foundling.
Foundling.
Yeah, youngling, something else.
It's Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
we're
I think
not-
he does drop at some point a youngling type reference when in this episode.
I don't
We'll
know.
get to
Yes.
it. We'll get to it.
Yes.
We'll get to it.
All right, speaking of this episode, here's your spoiler warning, all right? So if you haven't watched episode 1, hit pause now, come back later. Fellas, the Mandalorian is back.
Yeah, it was a
Yes,
very,
he is.
very exciting week.
Yeah?
On Wednesday, it dropped, right? And when I woke up on Wednesday, dude, I was giddy, man. I was very excited because I knew that this came out at 3:30 in the morning. And
Eastern time?
Yeah, Eastern. I did not wake up at 3:30. No.
He woke up at 4.
No. I woke up at 6, and then I watched it. And
Okay.
then and then later on in the day, I had Disney Plus pulled up on the living room TV, and the big giant banner of the Mandalorian and Grogu were on the front on the TV. And my
Yeah.
son's like, "Are you watching?" I was like, "Hey, mind your own business, right?" And then my wife said, she said, "Did you watch the first episode of season 3?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Without me?" And she got so mad. She got
you
so
in her
mad.
place.
So I
Yeah.
watched it a second time later that night.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
she
said,
she
"Do
really had
not."
to
She
twist
said,
your
"Do not
arm.
watch that without me again." And I was like, "Oh,
Tell her to wake up at
dang.
6 a.m. with you.
Yeah. I said, "We'll watch it in the morning next week." And she said, "I don't know about that." But anyway,
Of course.
I was so excited, man. I was so very excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was good to see Mando again. Din Djarin, right?
Din Djarin.
Din
Din
Djarin,
Djarin.
yes.
Djarin. What did I say? Jarwin?
Mm-hmm.
It's too
Yeah.
close to Darwin. But anyways.
Backup tight end over here. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's good to see Mando back. You know, at first when they were like doing a little ceremony, you know, with Timothy Chalamet in the water, I thought it really did look like him.
Yeah.
You
I
thought
thought
it
that
would-
might have been a flashback. It kind of looked like
Yeah,
it might
It
have
did.
been.
I thought it was like, oh wow, we're starting with a flashback here.
Yeah.
From when they were on Mandalore is what I thought.
Yes.
too,
Yeah.
me too. I thought,
I
oh.
thought it was gonna be Din Djarin's that it was gonna be his
Initiation.
I
ceremony.
didn't think it looked like Pedro. I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
well,
not
but,
him.
No, but they showed Din as a kid as a foundling in season 1, and
They
it
did.
kind of looked like that kid. It really did to me. But that was like
Yeah.
4 years ago. So.
Forever ago.
The big thing that was kind of throwing me off from I was like, I think this is what they're doing, but then what threw me off was the fact that the armorer and the Paz Vizsla was there, and they didn't look like any different.
No.
Even though,
Yeah.
like, of course, they didn't take anything off, but it was also like something's off here.
Yeah, but then Mando shows up in his sweet shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
dude, I love it, man. I love the
Yeah.
upgrade.
And
The
I was
upgrade.
like, oh, that's clearly him.
Yeah. The Razor Crest or this one? I'm definitely picking this one, man. This thing is sick.
It's sleek.
Yeah.
The Razor Crest had, I feel like,
It's the Naboo one, I believe.
I
is what
feel
it
like
is.
Yeah.
the Razor Crest had a little more.
I mean,
I want to say character.
it had character, and it also made sense for a bounty hunter because there was actually room to store your bounty.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's not a bounty hunter anymore, right?
No, I mean currently no.
What is
I guess
he?
not. He's trying to.
We're trying to figure that out, aren't we?
Yeah, he's trying to figure that out himself.
I think
Yeah.
the show is trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
think
true.
that is part of the reason is that they are trying to show like a physical representation of his inner change. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of what they're trying to do with the ship. Is that, in some ways, this smaller, sleeker thing is showing him like letting go of the baggage of his past in a lot of ways. Because the the Razor Crest, although it was a pretty cool ship, it was, very much a part of his background in the way that he was growing up as a bounty hunter, connected to the Children of the Watch. All that kind of stuff was kind of tied to him in that ship. And this new ship, of course, is, showing this new version of him where he doesn't have to worry about dealing with that stuff. He really just needs room for him and Grogu.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's true. And we got some cool scenes while he was in the ship throughout the entirety of the episode. And one of the first scenes was when they were flying in space, and Grogu's sitting in his little cockpit. right?
Yes.
Which is a cool little man. If I was Grogu, I would love that spot.
Yeah, that's an amazing spot. And he's just looking around and watching all the lights fly by him and everything. And then you see like silhouettes in the background and Shimado, Rebels, right?
Yep.
This is definitely a Rebels reference where it's the Purrgil that Ezra rides on in the one of the last
I was
arcs.
thinking the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, sure you were.
Yes.
But anyway, so Rebels is canon. Purrgils are canon. We already knew that. But the fact that we are getting a live action Purrgils is phenomenal because we may end up seeing Ezra either in this season or in Ahsoka series because we don't know what happened to Ezra when we last saw him in Rebels, and the last time we saw him was on the back of a Purrgil. So. That's exciting to actually think about what we can get out of this season of Mandalorian. So
Yeah, and we also got to see we saw a lot of moments of Grogu being very attached to things in this episode. It was interesting seeing them do that because I felt like they made a point throughout the episode to make him attached to whether it be the Mandalorian. Even in that scene, he immediately goes
climbs
to
in
like
his lap. Yeah.
like that is the kid situation. Like that is the I'm nervous, I'm not quite sure position. Like right there.
Totally.
That's what that position was. And you see it a couple times later in the episode with whether it be with him or even with there's a couple other things later on that happen to where you can tell that he's really in his emotional connections to things at the moment.
Yeah, totally, man. And just watching his growth with the Mandalorian has been really cool to see.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed every second of it, especially when he cuddles up under his little seatbelt looking
Yes.
thing. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I felt a little down in this episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go on, because I want to punch you in the face right now.
Nah,
Continue.
man. I mean, it literally felt like the classic, like it's setting up multiple things, but it also feels like nothing happens really. I just felt so uninterested.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying that, but I felt very it's like even grief. What's his name?
Karga.
Karga becoming a high
Magistrate.
magistrate.
Mhm.
I just, clearly like a lot is happening on that planet.
Navarro.
Yeah. Navarro.
That's what we're here for.
But I'm
man.
just so uninterested in it.
Okay, well,
I'm just so uninterested in it.
okay, it's season 3.
Exactly.
It's episode 1. What they're doing currently is establishing the storyline moving forward. Mandalorian and Grogu are going to go and try to discover if Mandalore is poisoned.
no, I mean I get the concept, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm just saying it wasn't that exciting, and it was short.
Okay.
To me, it just didn't have.
It was
any-
short, yes. It was very short.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed when I hit play and I saw 38 minutes, but then I was even more disappointed when I saw that the credits started rolling at like the 30-minute mark. So
Yeah. Plus, that includes the intro and
Yeah.
the two like
Recaps.
Greek. Yeah, the
Basically.
recap and the two
Yeah.
intros. Yeah, there's just a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah, a lot going on there.
I'm not throwing the towel in. I'm just saying, it was kind of a lackluster start.
I will agree to the extent of it was not the most supremely exciting beginning to a season. I will admit to that. But, I believe that they have, with the control that they have under Mandalorian at the moment and the quality they have put out at the moment, I feel like it's okay for them to have an episode where they, set stuff up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sitting there, wishing you guys were with me when he's on Navarro and he's talking to Grief Karga, and then Karga gets interrupted by a droid, and she's like, the droid's like, you're needed now. And he's like, I'm busy. And he's like, no, there's pirates. And I'm thinking, as soon as that happened, I was like, in my head, I'm like, side mission, side mission.
Yeah.
Like again.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be the the MO for moving forward with Mandalorian.
Mando.
Yeah, it is. But if you think about it, right?
Funny, it didn't really turn into one though. But
No, it didn't. But it gave us Mandalorian has established itself as the space western type of series, right?
Sure.
It
Yeah.
gave us the standoff, the duel. Like they had the pistol action going on, like a typical.
Karga still got it, man.
Yeah, Karga still
Yep.
got it, man. Don't sleep on Carl Weathers. That's for sure. But we had the stare down. They were trying to get into the school, but it was either like it was a bar last time, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
get out of my school. And then they have the standoff, and then Karga shoots him in the hand, and you think it's over, but guess what? The other goons try to attack, and Mando puts down 3, and Karga puts down 1, and then
that part was cool.
yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
man. That
They
was
were
awesome.
they showed like no mercy there.
Yeah, and then the main pirate goes away, and he's like, and you're like, oh yeah, he'll tell him about the fear. I already knew. I was like,
Bruh,
no, he's
it
coming.
never
back.
works that
Yeah.
way.
No, sorry, but and then
That's the hope.
Mando,
But yeah.
Mando. I knew something was gonna happen with IG-11 because the recap focused on
Yeah.
IG-11, and then you saw him as a statue, and then he was like, I need him. I need a droid I can trust, and I was like,
Yeah.
Let's get some serious
you,
trust
you could
issues.
probably build a bomb with another droid that's actually functioning
just
right now.
try, dude.
Yeah.
You already took your helmet off. You said you would never do that.
Yeah.
So give your heart up to another droid. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the scene where he was repairing him, and he defaults to his original programming. I actually enjoyed that because I mean,
You
it was
talking about when he became like a zombie?
yeah, when he became kind of like that crazed,
Yeah.
trying to kill Grogu. The one thing I hated about that scene, I like that scene, but I hated it too. But the one thing I hated is that Mando, is he shooting him to hit him, or is he shooting him to, because he missed like a ton of shots. And whether, I don't know if he was trying not to destroy it because he still had hope, or
Yeah.
was he really that bad of a shot in that moment? I don't know.
Yeah, I would say like the two big things is another one of those emotional moments was for Grogu was in that moment when he sees him, and you can just see like you can see him reacting to it because he has this emotional connection to his nurse droid. First of all, and then secondly, I'll agree, but the part that I didn't like about the IG-11 scene is I feel like you're kind of destroying the part of him that was redeemable when they're saying that they reversed his programming or whatever. Because, I mean, I guess they could bring him back in some form, but it's also kind of getting rid of the sacrifice that he made. It's like the traditional,
That's true.
It's like the idea of when he self-destructed, you were supposed to feel something because this was his end. And
Yeah.
it's the same
You
thing.
did
if-
feel something.
Yeah.
Like we did.
It would be just like if in the snap, from, or from Avengers Endgame, if they immediately brought back Iron Man or they immediately brought back Scarlett Johansson. It's like it loses the impact of the deed.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, again, I promise I'm going to do my best to not be super negative. I think the show will get better in my eyes and I won't be super negative every week. But I was also just like, I was uninterested in a lot of this episode and even this storyline. It was, I was like, me and Grief Karga are viewing this the same exact way. It's like, dude, just get another droid.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not worth all this hassle.
Yeah.
It just felt like so unnecessary. And
But-
now, side mission to go get his part for this.
But listen, if we get IG-11 back, we get Taika Waititi back in the series. You need to know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
but
There you go.
I mean, all you have to do is get another IG unit, and then theoretically you can just have
They
them on
all
the same
sound the same.
place.
But what we did get was a trip to the Anzelans workshop where we see. I mean, was it
Okay,
Babu
that was
Frick?
good.
I don't know if it was Babu Frick, but it was the species of Babu Frick.
Yes.
But
Babu's cousins.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, when he said no squeezies, I lost it, dude. I loved it, dude. No squeezies.
Oh, this one, Poodoo.
Oh yeah, pood.
This one,
broken.
Poodoo.
And the funny thing,
It broke.
Yeah, the funny thing is that Karga is interpreting, but like I can clearly understand.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was.
Why is Mando
That was
doesn't
so-
understand it? What is he saying?
That
What
was
is
hilarious.
Mando, I clearly heard him as the audience.
Yes.
And then, oh man,
that part was
funny.
hilarious. And the best thing is, I felt like it really was intentionally comedic.
I think so.
And they did it because they did it like 3 or 4 times. It wasn't like Grief Karga just did that once.
Yeah.
It's like every time he did that, I'm just like, dude,
leave it be.
It just felt so unnecessary, but it was funny, in a good way.
It was funny. But that was a great scene. I love seeing that. I love seeing the Babu Frick aliens, the Anzalans. Dude, you didn't enjoy the pirate battle scene in the space? Like, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, that part was good.
Yeah. Oh, that was it? That's all we get?
Good.
Good.
Okay, I will say though, but like we get the pirate battle and we get like one scene in the episode is over. Like after that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But that pirate battle was sick because the music, okay? Because every time he killed a pirate ship, the Mandalorian little
The chime,
whatever
it is,
it happens. And he's hiding behind an asteroid and then boom, chime.
Yeah.
One's dead. Another one,
yeah.
chime, dead. Like that was so amazing, dude. It
that's
timed it up
fair.
perfectly.
No, that was good. I mean, that was pretty much all of the action.
But
and,
that
and I don't
scene's-
need a lot of action,
Right.
by the way. It's
But
not
that
like
scene started with him teaching Grogu about
Yes.
space, and then at the end of that scene where they're facing off with the pirate ship, he's able to teach him again, hey, kid, never trust a pirate. And then boom, he
Yes.
blasts through.
Yeah.
Like it was a great scene because it's like a father-son bonding
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
he's like, this thing tells you when hostiles are,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the following scene with Bo-Katan.
All right, so I'm happy to talk about this.
Yes, please. Let's.
Yeah.
We probably need to fill you in on a whole lot of what's going on.
Hashtag Team Bo.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. This whole cult that he's a part of is ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
Ridiculously
Very
stupid.
radical. Very radical.
Absolutely.
Mandalorians are an extremely irrational race in a lot of ways. They have this huge split that happened where basically basically what happened, T-Roll, if you don't know, is Mandalore had this split. It was originally a very warrior-related race. And then the main planet decided to go in a more peaceful route. And the side sectors decided to break off. That's how you get the Children of the Watch. And a lot of them went
Fanatics.
off. Yes, the Fanatics
yes.
went off into different moons a lot of times. There was a large one on one of the moons who went back. We're like, hey, we got to go back to our old warrior ways. And that's where a lot of this is coming out of. Why there's sometimes conflicting ideals on this planet is because there's all this, the split. And then they had a bunch of wars and things like that. They split the race even further, and it just causes so many of these issues. And you're having all these different moral values being presented from the same race, which makes it kind of confusing because you're like, well, this part of it says you should do it this way. This part of it says you should do it that way, which causes a lot of issues.
Even Bo's like, all the lakes of Mandalore, the what's it called, the bath that where's he trying to go? The water,
Right, bathe in the pools of
Mandalore, or whatever. Mm-hmm. She's like, all it is where they got Beskar, and then they fanaticize it into being something much more. Honestly, the Children of the Watch are Star Wars' like far left, far right, like radicals, like QAnon folk, like that.
Yeah,
that's what they are.
They are.
And then what's frustrating about it is like, I kind of thought in season 2, like he's finally past it, and now he's like trying to be redeemed. It just feels I guess I just don't care about it for those reasons,
Yeah, but going back to the scene.
Hashtag Bo was right.
Going back to the scene when he's walking up to Bo and he's like, "I'm here to join your cause," and she's like, "There's nothing left."
Well,
because
Andy's
the
like,
Darksaber.
that's a lie.
I mean, her cause was trying to reestablish Mandalore.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he's not wrong. He's using it to get to back up on Mandalore. Like, first, the droid that he needed to back him up was not working at the time. So why not go to Bo-Katan and see if she could, her, and whatever fleet that she had could go to a mission to Mandalore together rather than by himself and Grogu? Because think about it this way. He probably doesn't want to put Grogu in any danger if he's going to a planet that's supposedly poisoned, right? So why not go with people who are actually wanting to go there?
I mean, I think kind of what T-Roll is getting at it seems a little disingenuous for him to say he's going to join her cause.
Yes.
When it doesn't seem like he's like 100% in. He's just using them for this situation. It would have been more in character for him to be kind of like, I need your help to this end. type of
Exactly.
thing. You know, more he's asking for a favor.
And what do you
'cause
want in return?
You know, like, I've helped you out. You have helped me out, that type of situation. One of us will owe each other at the end of the day, but, we've worked a working relationship.
You know what's so stupid about frickin' Mando?
What's that?
He's like so committed to his stupid little cult religion, and it's crazy. His crap is crazy. The things he believes. But at the same time, in season 2, when he's got the Darksaber, he's like, "Here, have it."
Oh yeah.
So
She's like, "No."
And in a whole nother way of like Mandalore lore, he's like, "Well, what's the big deal?" It's like, what do you mean, what's the big deal? You're part of a cult that believes stupid, crazy crap, and now you're going to criticize Bo-Katan for believing what she believes about the Darksaber, which, by the way, is an actual literal thing.
Yeah.
But
I don't
in the-
know,
it-
man. I like Mando. He's cool. He looks cool. Pedro Pascal sounds cool, but he's a little punk B, in my opinion.
Well, the entire idea, even when he said what she is saying, is literally the same thing that happens with the Darksaber, because it's the same exact thing
For sure.
But from the whole entire idea is every part of Mandalore kind of has this kind of craziness to them in
That's
general.
fair. Maybe they're all crazy.
Because
Yeah,
I mean,
they are, yeah.
because the Darksaber has the exact same thing. Because the Darksaber itself is not anything; it is what it represents.
Yeah,
It
sure.
looks cool, yes, but it is what it represents
it
more
looks
than anything
really good.
Yeah, it
else.
does. But the way Bo-Katan talks about it, though, she's saying that if you don't win it in combat, then it doesn't perform as powerful as it should, is what she was making it out to believe.
There is that, but it is not. That isn't really the.
And that sounds
isn't
just
the pull.
as stupid
It is
as never
the-
taking your helmet off.
It is the political part of it. It is the real power of it. It isn't about how you can use it in a fight. It's how you can use it to have people follow you. It is something far greater. Even if there is a little bit of even if there is a connection between your ability to wield the weapon, I think that is your ability to wield the weapon is actually more about showing the people that you got it in the right means more than its actual physical scariness as a weapon in one-on-one combat.
Yeah.
It's more about how to show yes, I am the rightful
And I get
user
that.
of this weapon.
And I guess my thing is, I understand the concept, and I don't think it's as crazy as the Children of the Watch, but I think it's it's not that far off. She believes her own crazy crap. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe that one has more validity to it, but I don't know. Mando is a hypocrite. Is all I'm saying. Seriously, dude.
He's got a whole lot of new things going on.
He's like, hey, Bo, I know I believe some crazy stuff,
Yeah.
but you're freaking crazy.
Yeah, but listen, he's got Grogu now, so maybe his views are kind of, I don't know, changing a little bit. Maybe, yes, he wants to stay true to himself and go towards the Children of the Watch, but he's got Grogu to think of too, and he's like, I can't go fully there because then what does that mean for Grogu?
I hope that by the end of this series or this season, do we know if this is the last season? Do we have any idea?
I don't think
Okay.
it is. I don't think it is.
I hope that at the end of this season, you guys can play this clip and be like, man, T-Roll was such an idiot.
We can probably play that with several clips in the past.
Maybe.
but
Yeah, probably. But my thing is he's really cool. He's got an awesome ship,
Yeah.
but he doesn't make sense to me. He really doesn't. And I think that's why I'm so bored already in episode 1.
Jeez, man, these are some strong words that you're using right now, man. I
Yeah.
did not like it because I was very entertained in this episode. I was very, and you know what? I think for the most part,
Coolest part was seeing Grogu grab that jelly bean with the Force.
it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say that I think the general consensus of Star Wars fans is that this was a solid episode. It really was.
Yes.
And
I would say solid, not elite.
yeah, no, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But we will see some elite episodes this
Yeah.
season, especially.
I believe that.
with what could come, especially with Mandalore potentially being
and-
utilized.
And
as
I
a
can't wait to
great
see him go to Mandalore.
background.
I can't wait to see the moment he uses the Darksaber again.
Yeah,
Like
that's me
I
wild.
think I'm excited about the visual things I'm going to see.
Yeah.
I think all I'm trying to say is I'm being very critical of for me, he still feels like they don't know what they want him to be. And maybe that's the whole point of this season.
Yeah.
And he's going to walk away from that, or he's going to become the leader of this cult.
And make it his own.
Yeah, and he's going to go one way or the other. But that's where I'm I just don't get the feeling that even Disney knows, or even Jon Favreau knows what they want Mando to be here. I don't know.
I mean, I could see something happening where, he gets to Mandalore and it is not as bad as people are making it out to be, and he calls both. He calls all Mandalorians back to,
by holding the dark saber.
yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
something like that, or just maybe not something as like nebulous as that, but like him having the darksaber and just like maybe a message somehow into the universe. And so then the zealots come and everyone who was originally behind Bo-Katan comes, and there's like this moment of Mandalore being restored, and we get to see like, I don't know, maybe we'll have like almost a battle royale. Like we get like Paz Vizsla and the Mandalorian and Bo-Katan kind of like in a almost like
free for all.
Yeah, like a free for all
battle of
and
power.
anyone who wants the the rights to Mandalore is basically like facing off, and you get this huge literally a battle royale.
Yeah,
you
that'd be cool to see. I think I'm down for that. I'll take that. But I thought it was a solid episode, so I'm excited for the rest of the season. It should be fun. It should be a good ride, and I think we're gonna get a lot more Grogu
in
progression.
action.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I know I sound super down, and I am, but it's just because like
and I am.
I am. But it's not necessarily with what I've visually saw. It's with like when you pull back the layers of Mando. It just it kind of like when in Thor Ragnarok, Odin's like, "Are you Thor, god of hammers?" He realized like he doesn't need a weapon to win.
Yeah.
And then like the next movie's Infinity War,
and he just gets something else,
and he's like, "I gotta go get a weapon."
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of like that where it's like I feel like
like he took a step back.
Yes, I feel like Mando himself is just kind of like regressed a little bit, and again, I'm not. The story's not done, but in this moment, I'm just like, it just feels off.
I mean, if you think about it, I don't think you're thinking big picture here. Okay, think about it. His mission, his quest, was to deliver the child to a Jedi, right? But then his world got tossed upside down because he came back to him, right? So in Mandalorian's mind right now, he accomplished something, but then it came back to him, and now the thing that he was setting out to accomplish over 2 seasons was disregarded, throw it out. So now his whole mentality of like, I have missions to complete, that kind of thing, side mission of the week, right, is now in array because now Grogu's back with him. So what does that mean? Who is he now? Because am I raising this child up? Am I going to deliver him somewhere? What am I doing with him? And so his whole entire shtick as Mandalorian is in question, and so he's trying to discover who he is in the process of this season 3 starting.
Yeah, and maybe what he's trying to do as well is like, now that Grogu has come back to him, well, Grogu is his foundling, so maybe he's trying to create this family structure for Grogu by reinstating himself into the cult. He is creating a family of the Children of the Watch connected to Grogu as well. It's kind of like being if you're disowned, your children are disowned as well. So maybe he's trying to connect himself there so that Grogu has a foundation of his own and a family of his own.
Okay, I'm gonna make a call right now. If Mando's aim is to if his aim is to bring peace between all the different clans, and that's why he's trying to win over the Children of the Watch, and that's his end game, then it makes sense. That makes sense to me. That checks out. But if he is just like, no, I want to be a part of this stupid cult again after I took off my helmet, he did that.
He did.
Okay?
Did that, yeah.
Okay, he did that, and he also in season 2, and in season 2, he saw other Mandalorians take off their helmets, and at first he was like, that's weird, but then he fought alongside them. So it's like his whole progression of his character feels like he should be walking away from this cult, but the way it looks like right now, and again, I know it's only episode 1, the way it looks like is he's like trying to get back in it. But that's why I'm like, if his end game is to like unite the clans and all that, and to do that he needs to be back inside the Children of the Watch, then that makes sense. But
I can see that happening.
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
that being
but
his
in this
mentality.
moment, but here's what I'm saying: if come episode 8, it's like no, he just wants to be a part of the clan again.
Yeah.
Then that is just so dumb.
Then he's nothing special, and he's just
No.
another cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
Right? Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
So I hope Favreau, I know you're listening, brother. I hope that's not the aim.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Hey, that's a good point there, T-Roll. I
Yeah.
appreciate that take, man. That was a good take.
That's why I'm so frustrated, I
Yeah,
guess.
I get that. I get that, man. But yeah, I mean, solid episode. I do want to say, like, Pedro Pascal, man, he is in some sort of zone right now because this dude is just
He can't miss.
he can't miss right now. He is everything he touches is gold, man. Last of Us on HBO right now is phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible. We have Mandalorian here, incredible. He's done so much good work in the geek universe in our wheelhouse. And I'm excited to see the rest of the season with him.
I mean, he basically anything that he has ever touched has been solid.
Absolutely.
Has he been in a Marvel movie yet?
It's coming, probably. It probably is.
I feel like
wouldn't
he'd
be
be a great
surprised.
villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see that.
His worst thing was Wonder Woman, though. He was in Wonder Woman
Oh,
84.
that
was
He
bad.
was, yeah.
That was
He was
so
also in the
bad.
second Kingsman movie, which was decent,
He
but not
had a
like.
small
dude,
role.
that was
He had a
so
small role.
bad.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
gosh.
But he also was in, of course, Game of Thrones, and
Yes.
and he was also in the unbearable weight of
Massive
immeasurable
talent
talent.
and massive
Yes,
talent of
yes,
He's
Nick
also in
was
The Bubble.
phenomenal. He was that.
All right.
All right, but anyway.
Hey, wait. Yeah. So
Great
anything,
episode.
anything else to speak on?
Nah, I'm
Mandalorian?
ready for next week.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let me end it here by giving a brief little announcement. And the bubble just reminded me.
Oh, yes.
So a few weeks ago, for all of our true listeners, all of our true fans, you're still here. 30 or so minutes into this pod. You might remember we did a little bracket of like bad movies that have come out
Worst.
the worst movies that have come out since we started the podcast, and it was like a Jester review bracket, and the whole purpose was to narrow down from 16 all the way down to 1. What's the worst movie? We're going to do a watch along. Well, we a really terrible movie that I don't even want to say its name on this pod, but I will. It's called Marmaduke. Just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
We did a watch along. We had fun. It was actually
Yes.
fun just watching it together. And we set up a camera and we watched it. However, it's the first time we've ever done this. We got flagged for copyright.
Yeah,
because
YouTube hit us,
Yep.
man. They got us.
YouTube got us. Netflix, it's their property, rightfully so. We're sorry about that, Netflix.
I mean-
I know. I'm sure you're checking on us here.
yeah,
You're
I'm
really
sure.
worried about the Royal Geek Podcast.
I don't know why they're so worried. I mean, I think they would be happy about someone who would actually watch that
Watch
movie
this
from
movie.
start to end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. So we learned we cannot do just a full watch along, because just the way our setup is right now, we're a little bit limited with audio resources. So we're still going to do just reviews in time, but they're actually going to be reviews, not actual watch alongs.
Yeah.
So that's the news. And The Bubble reminded me of that because The Bubble was starring Pedro Pascal.
Yep.
Featuring. Maybe I should say featuring.
Yeah. Don't I would say.
Not starring.
Yeah. No.
He was in it. But anyways, that was a part of our bracket discussion. So that's how my mind got me there. Anyways, now that we're ending this podcast on such a sad note, big shout out to everyone who's tuned in. We really do appreciate you. And again, please subscribe to the podcast. Please follow us on social media at Royal Geek Pod. Please share this podcast with your friends. Any Star Wars friends you have, share this podcast so they can hate me for everything I just said about Mandalorian. And yeah, leave a review for us. That would help us out tremendously. So come on back next week. We will be reviewing episode number 2, chapter 18 of The Mandalorian. So please come back for that. With all that in mind, for my good friends Sandy and Shamato, this is T-Roll saying thank you so much for listening to the Royal Geek Podcast. We will see you next time, you peasants.